against me. I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
Still trying to the riches.
East Coast and 6'4s hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands. Deep up in the trenches. It's no difference. 4th and inches. I'm finna hit a lick and handle business. I got her down. She real vicious. Rock-a-bye, baby. No witness. This is not even a conflict. You on nonsense. Got the same way in Brooklyn and Compton. But with that gang, then make a profit. On top, stay poppin'. Look, see.
Today. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Taken at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The Panthers coming in looking for win number 7 on the year. Charles, they were losers last time. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, Parker. They go play action with Jackson. Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. That one, a first down pickup of 8. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing on 2nd down. Jackson. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Kamal Martin gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A throw taken in by Tylan Wallace. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. That's pulled in at the 32. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Mariota. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. Now Mariota on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And able to find Alan Lazard. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. On 2nd and goal, here's an option play left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Ravens post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. On 2nd and 7, Mariota trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. The defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
And no return on. This one is the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Dafe Owe able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
Now following the sack, Darnold and Carolina left with a 3rd and long. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Dances by him. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson going to look to run with it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. And that will be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
The Panthers now set to take over offensively. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Darnold now to throw. goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Justin Houston, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 2nd down and 4. Jackson. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Darnold. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Justin Houston. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Darnold loses it.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson.
A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit if they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So able to force the fumble, but then they really couldn't move the football, Charles, and they get 3 points out of it.
And they made sure they got something out of that takeaway, didn't they? Because even if they couldn't put it in the end zone, they were not going to turn the ball back to them without putting something on the scoreboard.
The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds. Here we go with McCaffrey. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Play action. It's Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 28 yards to gain there on the catch and run. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Well, another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again.
And able to get this to the 31.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 17-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
From the red zone now, Mariota toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
We're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Play fake, Mariota. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Ravens are going to have the football at their own 1-yard
15-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Had a decent move, but brought down quickly just outside of the 5-yard line. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Jeremy Chinn picks it off. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. They go with McCaffrey. And he's going to get into the end zone for 2. And they're back within 2 scores. Down 15 now. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure. But that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready. Because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here now Roberts. Able to slither by. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina as this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception. So we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. There's Trimble, the tight end. And some room to roam now. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. Back now in Baltimore. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Turnover that just got him the football back. Obviously a big one because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here, though?
No, I don't. Especially with the ball this deep in their own territory because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. That's complete right side to Lazard. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And it's a fumble. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field are fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a...
Dobbins hit and he fumbles. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mariota now after the fumble recovery. That's complete to McCaffrey. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
He already did his primary job with an interception earlier, but here he gets a chance to be a pass rusher and takes on the challenge of blitzing and makes another big play. That's something to file away and maybe break out later in this one or in a future game.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Another run here with Dobbins. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold up, it ain't easy breaking away or being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental with the layer top and I still all of the bass. My ace boom going, big son told me about the game.